Finally this week, let's hear from Adventist historian David Trim. This week, William Miller gets a publicist, and his message catches on.
Welcome to This Week in Adventist History. On December 7, in 1892, Walla Walla College opened in Washington State, under the presidency of W. Prescott. There were only 1,551 members in the North Pacific region at the time, but they had raised over $53,000, an astonishing sum by the standards of the day, to build the college which today is Walla Walla University. On December 8, in 1839, William Miller began a series of lectures in Chardon Street Chapel in Boston. For more than 8 years previously, he had spoken in small towns and villages in northern New England. Miller was a good preacher, but not a good publicist. In 1839, Joshua Himes invited Miller to speak at the chapel he pastored in Boston, and Himes turned out to be a brilliant publicist. He promoted Miller's lectures heavily, and the result was that thereafter Millerism began to spread in the cities as well as the country. That process began this week in 1839. But one more event from this week in our history. On December 9, 1945, officers of the Allegheny Conference bought the land on which, in September 1946, Pine Forge Institute was to open. Pine Forge was the first black Adventist boarding academy. Thanks to God's leading, the church was able to buy the historic Rutter Estate, which, appropriately, had once been an important stop on the Underground Railroad. Some of the Institute's buildings are listed on the U.S. National Register of Historic Places. And that was This Week in Adventist History.